Hi, I'm Dr. Ann Hawkinson, and I am a faculty member in the School of Biological Sciences, and I'm also a committee member on the Undergraduate Advising Committee. So I'm preparing this video to help prepare you for registration advising. Particularly, this video is for biology majors with 16 to 30 credit hours completed, so please make sure that you're watching the correct video. With that being said, I want to welcome you to registration advising. In the School of Biological Sciences, we are committed to making sure that our students have all of the resources necessary to be successful. So we hope you're off to a really great start this semester and that you're preparing to register for courses next semester. With that, of course, you do have to attend a registration advising session, and so this video is going to walk you through kind of what you should expect in that procedure, in that advising session, and then I'll talk about a few other things. So we'll look at where you can find the registration schedule. I'll give you some general information for everyone regarding registration, and then I'll talk about some unique situations and things to keep in mind for the different emphasis areas. And then finally, I'm going to wrap up this presentation by talking to you about some organizations and clubs that you can get involved in at the School of Biological Sciences and just the university in general. And then finally talk to you about some events that we have coming up in biology that we would love for you to attend. So let's get started. Registration advising is going to work by first you receiving an email about scheduling an appointment, and that's probably already taken place because you're now watching the video, which is the second part. Within the email there is going to be a link for you to click on to make an appointment with an advisor, so myself or one of the other committee members. And then make sure that you write down that appointment and then attend that appointment so that you can get your registration PIN. That's one of the big things, but then also so we can make sure that you're on track to graduate and answer any questions and address any concerns that you might have as well. And then of course we'll talk to you about the registration date so we can recheck that for you, but I am going to show you where you can find that registration schedule on your own as well. So I want to mention that the scheduled advising session is primarily for registration, so preparing you for registering for courses next semester. But if you don't have time to address all of your questions and concerns within that 15-minute time period, then we would be more than happy to schedule another appointment with you in order to address those concerns. So keep that in mind, and our contact information is at the end of this presentation. So now, with 16 to 30 credit hours completed, you're likely looking at registering for your third semester or going into your second year. So at this point in your degree, we can start to customize your four-year plan with your own interests in mind. So just as an example, if you're more pre-med track, you can focus up your upper division electives on more medical related courses. Or if you're ecology evolution, you can go after more ecology related upper division electives. So that's how we can kind of customize it and make it a degree that you're really excited about. So with that in mind, please take a look at the courses that are being offered for the upcoming semester and get an idea of the upper division electives you might want to start thinking about taking. So things to keep in mind, just generally, if you take a look at the four-year plan for the pre-health and biomedical track and the cell and molecular and the ecology evolution, all of these emphasis areas are very similar in the courses that are required in the first three semesters. So it's relatively easy to switch between those three emphasis areas. Now, if you take a look at the secondary science teaching emphasis, it starts to become a little bit different during the second semester. So it's a little bit harder to switch between those. So just keep that in mind. If you're going back and forth between different emphasis areas, just be aware of that. And then, of course, ask your advisor if you have any questions regarding that. And then also I want to remind you, if your schedule differs from the four-year plan for one reason or another, maybe you switched tracks, or maybe you had to retake a course for one reason or another. If you're differing for whatever reason, just keep in mind that some biology courses are offered in fall only, some are offered in spring only, some might be offered fall and spring. So just make sure to keep that in mind and check on different courses to make sure that you can take them in the semester that you're wanting to take them, and then plan accordingly. Okay, and then also along the same lines of grade replacement, make sure that you're completing the required paperwork on time. So that is filling out paperwork before the after registering for the course before the drop date of the semester. And those forms can actually be found on the registrar's page. So if you go to the UNC homepage and go to the registrar, you can find those. And then also I want to mention that you need to check with financial aid to be sure that you are eligible to retake those courses and have financial aid cover them, because it's not always the case. Just want to be sure that you do that and know for sure. Other things to keep in mind just generally for everybody, before you actually schedule or register for a math course, you might be required to take the ALEX math placement exam, especially if you haven't had any math prerequisites before. Even if you do have math prerequisites, you should be able to register without the ALEX, but you might have to contact the math department for an override directly. And with that being said, with any other courses on campus that you might need an override for, as biology advisors, we're unable to do that for you unless it's a biology course. If it's a course in some other department, you have to contact that department directly. And then a note about your LACs. So the LACs are the Liberal Arts Core, as you're probably aware of. And we just want to advise you to spread those out over your entire degree program. And that's because you do take a lot of science courses, so biology and chemistry courses. And peppering those LAC courses in throughout kind of helps lighten the load a little bit in terms of all the science courses you have to take. So just keep that in mind. And then summer opportunities. There are all kinds of summer opportunities. So courses that you might want to take. We do offer some in biology, not too many, but there are a few. Ecology and evolution and a few others are offered in there. And then, of course, there might be some other LAC courses that you could get out of the way during the summer. Then internships and work experiences. So just keep in mind that you can do internships as an upper division elective. That's a possibility. So you might want to ask your advisor a little bit more information about that. And then work experiences. So if you're pre-health, the summertime is a really great time really great time to get EMT and CNA experience. So just be aware of those things and plan accordingly. So some specific information to different groups. If you're an athlete, please be sure to see Dr. Patrick Burns in the School of Biology to have your progress report signed. If you're a secondary science teaching major, make sure that you make an appointment with Dr. Rob Reinsbold so he can make sure that you are making appropriate progress in your program. And then if you're a pre-professional student, if you're wanting to go to medical school, veterinary school, dental school, so on, make sure to schedule an appointment with one of our pre-health advisors. And those are Dr. Ginger Fisher and Frank Skufka. Now, related to that, if you do make an appointment with Dr. Ginger Fisher or Frank Skufka, they want you to come prepared to that advising session. So before meeting with the pre-health advisor, please make sure that you look over the information on the pre-health website that is shown on the screen here. There's a lot of information about professional school requirements and so forth, and that way you can go prepared and know specific questions that you have for those pre-health advisors. Another side note that they want you to keep in mind too, if you're pre-med, be sure to take Psych 120 and Soc 100 for LAC Area 5, because those topics are going to be covered on the MCAT before getting into medical school. Be sure to focus on your grades, because good grades are going to be a requirement for entry into medical school. And then make sure that you get all the necessary requirements for your desired professional school. And that information can be found at that website above on the pre-health website. Now, the registration schedule. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this is a video for those who have completed 16 to 30 credit hours. And that does not include credits that you're currently enrolled in. So make sure that you figure out what day you're supposed to register based upon how many credits you actually have completed. Now, the website shown here will take you to that schedule. You can also search for this just going to the UNC webpage and searching for registration schedule each semester. And then you'll look up, according to the number of credits that you have completed, which day you're going to register. So keep that in mind, and you can always have your registration advisor check for you as well while you're in your session, your advising session. Now, to complete this, I would want to alert you to some organizations and clubs in biology that you have the opportunity to get involved in. The first one being the Biology Student Association, also known as the Biology Club. It's open to anybody on campus who is interested in biology, so it doesn't matter what your major is. The Tri Beta National Honors Society, Biology Honor Society, is an honor society, focuses on students who are involved in research. Now, it is a research-oriented honor society meaning that it requires you to have a 3.0 GPA or higher. Prehealth Professionals Club, there are a lot of members of this club and in different pre-professional tracks, and so it's a good club to get involved in just to get an idea of all the different opportunities and requirements for getting into pre-professional schools or professional schools. And then Student Leaf is a group on the UNC campus working on sustainability, which is a great opportunity for you to learn more about that and get more involved with sustainability. And then SACNAS. So SACNAS is Society for Advancement of Chicanos, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Science. And then down at the bottom there you can see that there is a link to the different clubs on campus. And of course, there are more clubs on campus besides these, but these are the ones that are most associated with our biology students. So again, you can ask your advisor if you have more questions about each of these, or more specifically, if you want individual information, you can find a lot more about those at the website below. And then finally, so upcoming events in biology that we would love for you to come and join us and get involved include the Spring Chili Cook-Off, where the faculty and graduate students cook their chili and then have the undergraduates come taste it and vote on their favorite chili. And then the fall event is our welcome back event. It's an ice cream social where you can come just, get involved and talk to everybody, and you can sign up for clubs. It's just a great event to make yourself known within the School of Biological Sciences. And then every Friday we have seminars where we have invited a speaker from some area in biology. So a researcher will come and talk to us about their research and present that to us during this Friday seminar. And this is open to public. You do have the ability to take this as an upper division elective later on, but you can come to it whether you're taking the course as credit or not. You can come just as a member of the School of Biology. And then finally, Academic Excellence Week happens in April, and Research Day is that Thursday in April during Academic Excellence Week when we have our biology graduate students present their research. And so you have the chance, and probably many of your professors will offer extra credit for attendance during that research day. But you have the ability to go and see exactly what's going on in terms of research in the School of Biological Sciences. So take that opportunity. I urge you to take that opportunity and see if maybe there's research that you want to get involved with here on the UNC campus. So as I mentioned before, you may not have enough time to cover everything during your registration advising session. So if you have questions or comments, concerns, anything that didn't get addressed during your 15-minute time slot, please contact one of the advising committee members for further advising. We would be more than happy to work with you. All of our names are listed here. Just to remind you, I'm Dr. Ann Hawkinson, so the second one on the list there. And like I said, we'll be happy to make, several appointments with you if that's what's necessary. So again, we hope you're off to a good start this semester, and we look forward to having you in our advising sessions. So thank you guys.